Hi and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would give you the secret of the swish. Those of you that follow me on Instagram know that I have been talking loads about getting my hair Zoltaned. Don't mess with the Zoltan. Zoltan is London's best kept secret. He is a hair texture expert. He might be the only one in the world. He basically trawls around the world finding the best formulations, and he's the king of perming, he's the king of demi-permanent straightening, he's the king of Brazilian blow dries. He's just the king of changing the texture of your hair, and I actually discovered him via Alex Steiner and Newbie Hands, two beauty editors who introduced me to the wonders of his ways, and I think I'm brilliant at blow drying my hair. And then my hair slowly grows out. You'll notice this. Every so often I'll turn behind me and pick up a thing and you'll see a product and you'll see a sort of kinky, horrible regrowth. And that's because my demi-permanent straightment, as he calls it, is growing out. So I go to see him twice a year. Now, here's the thing about Zoltan. Zoltan is quite anti those generic terms like keratin blow dry or Brazilian blow dry because they're not regulated. They don't mean anything. And I'm sure I'm going to give you a bit of a history now. If you've got hair like mine, which is, or even thick, unruly, frizzy, curly hair, and you want it straightened and tamed, you would have had the original Brazilian blow dries, which came from Brazil and had formaldehyde in them. And no matter what anybody tells you, it's not the keratin that works, it's the formaldehyde that was the active ingredient. Then they discovered, obviously, not as a consumer, but as somebody at the back giving endless formaldehyde based treatments, it was bad for the staff. So the regulations came in and they lowered the strength of formaldehyde that could be in the product. The problem is, if you've ever had the old school Brazilian blow dry and the new school Brazilian blow dry, you know the new ones don't really work. They're about 20% as effective as the original old school pre-EU US regulations. Not really surprising because they got rid of at least 80% of the active ingredient. So Zoltan has been traveling around the world finding a replacement, and I now have, look at this, the Rapunzel demi-permanent straightment. Now, I can't really tell you what the active ingredients are because Zoltan tends to keep his formulations to himself, but I'll tell you, they are 100% guaranteed formaldehyde free. And I'm going to drop in a before, what my hair looks like. Prepare yourself, it's not a pretty sight. And the after. This has been, I had this done on Friday, I'm filming this on a Monday. This is rough dried. This is what it's done to my hair. Smoother, easy to control. I'm about to go on holiday. I can be in the humidity. I won't end up like Monica in that famous episode of Friends. Here's the downside. I have literally just had to put my roots back in, my darker roots back in, because it lifted my colour by at least 2 or 3 shades. To me, completely worth it. Completely worth it. The other thing is, well, the good news is you haven't got to spend a week without washing your hair like you did with the old gritty, disgusting formaldehyde-based formulations, looking like Kevin the teenager. But you do, for about 2 or 3 washes afterwards, end up with this, what I can only describe as the smell of old school perming lotion smell in your hair. The first night I came home from Friday, and every time I turned over, it's very hot in the UK at the moment, I got this sort of waft of perming lotion. If you've ever had a perm, I grew up in the 80s, I should drop in pictures of my hideous perms, shouldn't I? Why I would have a perm? I don't know. It was the 80s, Wham were huge. What's my excuse? So if you've ever had a perm, you'll know that smell, but it lingers in your hair. Now here's how the process works and why it's so genius. You go in with freshly washed hair and then it's clarified and shampooed. In other words, a shampoo is used on your hair that will strip every last piece of conditioner or styling product out of your hair. Your hair is then gently towel dried and the formulation goes on and you get that smell straight away. The smell of perming lotion is the only way I can describe it, but Zoltan says it isn't a perm. Then the product is, in my case, put through the roots of the hair and left for about 20 minutes. And then it's combed through the rest of the hair and you are literally just left there for half an hour, 40 minutes at the most. Each treatment will be different on each person. This is the genius that is Zoltan. Then you go to the back basin, you have it rinsed out, no shampoo or anything used at all, no conditioner used at all, and then you come back, your hair is rough dried, and then Zoltan irons your hair, and he repeatedly irons at 180 degrees your hair, each section over and over and over again, because that activates this crystal that then forms on the outside of the hair and demi permanently seals the hair straight. I don't know what the active ingredients are. I've asked him lots of times, he won't tell me, and I don't blame him, because this guy is the magician of retexturizing your hair. If you can get an appointment with him, it's worth it. This treatment on my length hair would be about £250 twice a year. To me, that is worth it. I know it's a lot of money. I know you can go to a local salon and get a better deal. You can go on Groupon, but please be careful what you're asking for. One thing Zoltan said to me is, yes, you can do a video about me. He's really busy. He doesn't really need the coverage, but ask yourself what treatment I'm having, what strength the active ingredient is, because a lot of hairstylists don't actually know. And make sure you get the guaranteed length of straightening, defrizzing, defluffing hair that you want. This will literally grow out for me. I mean, if I just had my roots done, it would probably be under £200. That's a lot of money to a lot of people, but also it's 2 bottles of a decent serum or 2 nice pair of shoes, except I wear my hair every single day. I would rather live in trainers and have my hair straightened by the master that is Zoltan. Now, if you can't get to Zoltan, and I totally understand, but I'm going to put his details in below, I want to tell you the 3 things that changed my life when I was introduced to them. Ready? YS Park hairbrushes. I'm going to put a link in below to one of the first videos I ever created, and I need to refilm it, and it was my 5-minute blow dry. Obviously I'd been Zoltaned, but this is without a doubt the best blow dry brush I've ever used. This is the 50mm YS Park brush. It's pure bristle and nylon, and there's nothing like it. It really does grip your hair. It's amazing. This is super tatty, super old. Again, they're expensive, but my God, you use them, use and use them. This one has got to be 8 years old, has no sign of giving up. Hairs in the air. It's basically a professional blow dry brush. There's nothing else like it. Obviously, I love my Dyson Supersonic hairdryer, Sonic hairdryer. God, this is turning into a bit of an expensive, why is my hair so high maintenance? Bit of an expensive video. I'll put a link in below. Just buy it on sale and own, don't get into debt. But if you've got some money or some vouchers left over from Christmas or a birthday, it's so good. Now, I hate styling products on my hair with a vengeance, but I will put anything in that calms it and smooths it and hydrates it. Think of these as being like hyper-hydrating serums for your hair, but no weight, no stickiness, no nothing. Kerastase Cement Thermique, absolutely brilliant. It repairs your hair, it protects it from the heat. The thing is, once I've had this done, no need to straighten my hair at all, but I can still put a wave back in. I've left it like this because I want to show that it's straight but still has some movement. Personally, I love swishy hair. So that's one. The other one is Redken Extreme Anti-Snap. Both of them are milky, almost like leave-in conditioners, just here, down, and then these little bits here. And then Colour Wow Dream Coat. Sorry, these have come out my cupboard. They are covered in my hair. Again, these are what will make your hair, if you can't afford the Zoltan, as humidity, fluff, flyaway, annoying, partly frizzy, partly curly. My hair peaked in the early 80s when Bananarama were around. You're not even going to get that cultural reference, are you? These are the anti that kind of hair. 3 products. 3 reasonably priced products that last for ages. I've probably had these, I put a little squirt into my hand like that, rub it between my hands, put it over damp ends, blow dry my hair. That will make my hair at the ends look as healthy as possible and as fluff free and as frizz free as possible without weighing my hair down. Now, I've put all the details in of Zoltan. I'll put in the products, I'll put in my favourite brush, I'll put in my favourite blow dry. I want you to let me know how you fight the frizz and the humidity when you're either on holiday, because trust me, 2 minutes to make up the face, 5 minutes to make up the face, 15 minutes for a blow dry, go out. I can almost feel it curling in the back of my neck, my hair. People just go on holiday with me and sit back and laugh as my hair gets bigger and bigger. These are the secrets. But my biggest secret, I have to share with you, I have to be honest, is not a cheap one. It's the master, that is Zoltan. And trust me, anybody who's anybody in London who changes the texture of their hair goes to him. If you can save up and get an appointment, he is well worth it. He pops up at various salons, but I'll put his website in because he changes salon from place to place. He lives in Hungary half the time, and then he spends most of his time traveling the world trying to find out how best to change the texture of your and my hair. And for that, I love him. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.